COVID-19 and other relevant health data is being collected across the UK. This breadth of data creates risk of fragmentation and inconsistent access processes. The lack of data visibility and access for the researchers or public health organizations makes it even more challenging for them to make use of this data. CoConnect, in collaboration with HDR UK, are creating a federated platform to make the data discoverable, without identifiable data leaving the control of the data sources. This will be achieved by providing detailed metadata information and an advanced cohort discovery search tool, which will enable a high-level aggregate querying of the data. This presentation is an introduction to the CoConnect project and the HDR Innovation Gateway. Let's consider a scenario in which a researcher is looking for a cohort of people who have cough symptoms. Because of lack of visibility and access to the data, it is not easy for the researcher to identify these cohorts. What usually happens is that most researchers contact the data source and ask for metadata. Metadata is the information about the data, such as table names, field names, etc. If the researcher identifies datasets which are capturing the relevant data fields, the researcher will then ask each data source to run bespoke visibility queries on their data to determine how many people within the dataset meet the search criteria. For example, here in the diagram, cohort 1 and 2 are recording this information regarding the cough symptoms, but only cohort 2 has a significant number of records that can serve the purpose of the research. To tackle this scenario, the CoConnect project has been researching how to provide a data discovery capability for the researchers. CoConnect is doing this by increasing the metadata visibility and also enabling automated querying of datasets to return aggregate results. That is the number of people in a dataset which meet the researcher's criteria. CoConnect is collaborating with Health Data Research UK, also known as HDR UK. HDR UK is a non-profit public organization which is focused on unifying the UK health data asset for research and innovation. The Health Data Research Innovation Gateway is a portal which enables researchers and innovators in academia, industry, and the NHS to search for and request for data. This portal has two main functionalities. One is the metadata search, and the other is the cohort discovery search tool. And now I will demo the cohort discovery search tool. This is the cohort discovery search tool on HDR Innovation Gateway portal. It has controlled access through accounts created via LinkedIn, Google, or your institution. This tool helps query the cohorts which are or will be part of the CoConnect project and return aggregate results. This will also enable the researchers to view the metadata and get help to request access to the cohorts they are interested in. The search criteria is on the left, and the option to apply filters on the cohorts, also called groups, is on the right, which is simple drag and drop. As you can see that all the terms are standardized. Males in all datasets are represented as male, and the females as female. Same with all the symptoms, measurements, and the observations. Let's start with a simple query. Say we are looking for datasets recording male or female sex. Here we can view all the cohorts recording the two sexes and the aggregate numbers of the males and females in each cohort. On the left side, you can view the total count of the records, and on the right side, you can view the record count for males and females for each cohort. We can make the query complicated by looking for males suffering from dry cough or asthma. In the Results tab, you can view all the previous queries you have run, and by clicking on each job that is run against your query, you can view the results returned from that query. Let's view the latest query we ran. You can view the query parameters and the details of the datasets that have returned the results. For example, if you're interested in this dataset, you will click it to view the dataset, and you will be taken to this page where you can view the detailed metadata. In addition to the abstract and the description, you can view the information of the tables and the fields. If you want access to the cohort, you can click this button to receive guidelines on how to do that. After going through the demo, we can see that to standardize a query, data within each data source needs to be in a standard format. And now I will explain how the data query process works from the Cohort Discovery Search tool. CoConnect is collaborating with over 22 different organizations who host and manage data. We term these groups as CoConnect data partners. All data partners have a secure virtual machine, otherwise known as a VM, running in their secure network environment. In the VM, BC-Link software is installed, which hosts the data partners' pseudonymized and standardized data. When a researcher submits query, it's written to a text file, which is placed on the query server. The data partner's remote virtual machine has an outbound SSH connection to the query portal and polls every 5 seconds to check if there's any query job for it. If there's a job, it downloads the query file and runs it against the BC-Link database and sends back the result to the query portal. This way, the data never leaves the data partner's secure environment, and only the query definition and the aggregate counts are returned as results. The data partner also controls the low count suppression. For example, any count below a certain threshold returns the result of 0, and rounding off such that the aggregate returned is rounded to the nearest 10 or 100 for the query.